Throughout the story Our Town by Thornton Wilder, we learn that the little things in life turned out to be the most important. The Scullery Maid, painted by Stephen Lingham, shows a 17th century woman scrubbing down a brick floor with a bowl full of water. Maids are the ones that help keep our houses clean, but they also do the little things for the well-being of us, which can turn out to be more important than people think. When Emily says, "Oh, Earth, you're too wonderful for anyone to realize you," you can think of the maid in a sense that she's acting as Earth. This picture shows how beautiful the natural view of Earth can be. When Emily says this during the course of the story, she means that the people take living on this beautiful planet for granted. People don't realize what they have until it's gone, and most people don't see how wonderful life is until they witness it from a different perspective. In Disney's A Christmas Carol, Ebenezer Scrooge visits the house of his employee, Bob Cratchit. Earlier in the story, Scrooge takes Cratchit for granted and doesn't realize how happy people like Cratchit are on Earth until Scrooge's time on Earth was up. This scenario ties in with the theme because Scrooge realizes that the little things that he inherits from Cratchit, like being happy and thankful even when times aren't the best, can become more important in life. A photo of me from T-ball suiting up to play catcher just for fun was actually the start of how I loved catching. This ties in with the theme, which is that the little things can turn out to be unforgettable. In this case, the little thing is the fact that I wanted to play catcher when I was little, but the unforgettable part is that I stuck with catching ever since this picture, and it's been something I've loved to do forever since. We've got to make the little things unforgettable. This was the quote that Ashton Kutcher said while playing Steve Jobs in this year's hit movie Jobs. What Kutcher means when he says this is that the simple and small products that he and his team created at Apple needed to be so useful that the public then and for years beyond could use them. Just like the simple photo of me posing in catcher's gear, which turned into being a passion for me now and hopefully for years to come, the simple products that Jobs wanted to create could hopefully be useful and remembered for then and years in the future. This also goes with the Our Town theme, that the little things that Jobs created would turn into important things for the people of then and the people of the future. The photo that I took from Ellis Island of New York City may look like a picture, but it tells the story of one of the most beloved, famous, tragic, and exciting cities in the world. Although it might seem like a normal picture of a city, it really shows a picture of a city that has a purpose. I chose to represent the theme with this picture because although it may seem like a normal city, it turns out that it is very important in a way that so much history has been a part of New York City over the years. The way that New York City shows importance can also resemble my pop-up, who showed importance in my life for the time that he was with us. This connects to the theme that I chose because even though it just shows a picture of me with my pop-up, it shows the importance of our time together, which was being happy and loving each other. When Mrs. Gibbs says that having company with you at all times and being with people is a natural part of life, she uses the quote, "Yes, people are meant to go through life 2 by 2. It ain't natural to be lonesome." This photo shows two friends walking together along railroad tracks, but the point is to show that people, no matter if you're best friends, a couple, or close family members, are supposed to be together sharing time with one another. This ties in with the theme because it shows that the simple fact of two people being together can be important and even life-changing for some people. On December 27, 2012, 70 people were injured in an Argentinian fish attack. They suffered injuries to their body, and this goes with the theme of Our Town because when you think of people being attacked by smaller fish, you think of a small, little, or unimportant situation. But in the long run, this incident was serious and important for the people because it showed that the people need to be more conscientious. Following the tragic event that occurred near Christmas time this past year, on Christmas Day 1914, the British and Germans came together to celebrate Christmas during World War I and formed what we know today as the Christmas Truce. This photo shows soldiers from both sides coming together to play soccer on a muddy, bloody battlefield in Belgium. This goes with the theme because something as simple and little as coming together and playing soccer turned into an important historical moment. Everyone around the world learned to care for one another and come together and form friends with their enemies. Young C. Krull refers to George when he says, "I don't see how he could give up a thing like that just to get married." The thing that Young C refers to is baseball, and he can't believe that George, who is one of the best ball players in town, could give it up to marry Emily. The picture shows a house and a faded away baseball field, and it represents how George will soon be leaving home and the one thing he loves, which is baseball. The theme goes with this quote because the sport that he once loved seems so little and faded to him now, while marrying Emily is more important to George, and it is his first priority. The Migrant Mother, taken by Dorothea Lange, shows a woman with her children living in poverty during the Great Depression. The look on her face gives you the thought that the times were tough and put a lot of stress on the woman. This photo connects to the theme of our town because a regular photo like this can and did turn into one of the most famous pictures in American history. This is because the picture shows that almost all the people living in poverty at this time couldn't find a way out of it, and it made Americans not living in poverty back then and Americans now realize how lucky they really are. The painting of an old man and his grandson go hand in hand with the Migrant Mother because they both show a sense of love for their children. This picture represents the Our Town theme because the little things like holding your grandson and showing that you love him can be important because then it passes down the love to the young boy. Doc Gibbs passed down the love that he shared with George, who then went on and shared his love with Emily. One topic that has been big lately is that many people think that New Jersey Governor Chris Christie is too heavy to become the next U.S. president. The picture compares the overweight Christie to the current president Barack Obama, who is in shape. Some parts to this could be true, and it serves a purpose with the theme because it shows that something small like being a certain weight can be an important and effective in your life. This could potentially stop Christie from being the next president, but either way, this issue stands out as being important. So many of us take living for granted. With the war going on right now in Afghanistan, you can look at this picture, which consists of troops carrying an injured soldier just to help him live, and think about what it symbolizes. The way the theme of our town is addressed in this photo shows that a simple thing like carrying a wounded soldier to safety can help him save his life and the lives of many others who are being helped out by other fellow soldiers.